Alright, so I know that I said we're going to be doing a wish farm this episode because we kind of need the redstone, but at the same time, I am looking to do a widow skeleton farm, and yeah, so we're doing this for right now. Who knows what we're going to do in the episode? So right now, what we're doing, honestly, is we are clearing out a area for the tunnel bore to create area for the world eater. Remember my last one, I did this as well, but we're doing this now just so we can get some more netherite for my friend that we now have this world on a server. So this world is now on a server running 1.16, and yep, so we have the same mods and everything. It's just now on a server so that I can play with some people that some of my close friends that want to, you know, participate in this world, which I am all for, because especially for this project it'll be less for me to do, so I take all the help I can get, on all honestly. So it's fun, more people to enjoy with. I usually play single player, but now that we have pretty much access to the server, while it's not a great... Oh, there we go, there's the first agent debris. Now we are at the roof. Obviously you're not going to find that much agent debris if we were exposed to being at the bottom of the world, but for the world eater we don't need to clear out anything on the bottom. So, and I don't really want to deal with all the lava lakes and everything, so we're just going to do it at the top for now. Yes, it'll be a lot slower, but this will basically kill in two birds with one stone and get in the ancient debris, as well as clearing out the area for our world eater for the perimeter. And yes, as we can see, we are above pretty much, I would say, a really good crosshair setup. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and like a T formation right here. So I think that's kind of good. So either we can do the L shape right here, the 3 right here, or we can do 1, 2, 3, or even do all 4 in a T. So whatever we want to do, honestly. So it depends on what we want to do. So our perimeter is set in the middle, just in case we do the 1, 2, 3. But we could also do the elbow as well. We haven't decided yet. Obviously, this is something that is going to take a while. And this is just the first half of the tunnel bore. We're going to do the same thing on the other side again. So we're not going to turn mob spawning off like I did in my single player world. We're going to keep it on and go with it. So yeah, we're going to clear this out, build a tunnel bore, and then we'll come back and show the tunnel bore in action. Alright, the world eater is completely constructed, as you saw from that time lapse, and now we're going to run it. Alex, you should probably get out of the front.
That's fine.
Alright, so hopefully this works. Everything should be built right, but you never know. So, okay, that's good. That's good, we got 2 TNT, and that should get pushed.
Oh!
That's good. That's what we want. But we do want to swap this out right here for a honey block. for ancient debris. And
No.
yeah. So any lava that comes across, the only downside of this doesn't clear the lava by itself. We have to watch out for it and get rid of it ourselves, but that usually isn't too much. Server lag, Jesus. Isn't usually too much up here, but there are some lava pools that you can see in FreeCam. It's just a little one source ones, so yeah. So pretty much this is going to clear out the whole area. So we dug out to round about where this back end is of the contraption is, and it's just going to clear us all the way across to the other side that's not even rendered in. Now we could have done both, but at the same time that would create even more lag, so we're just going to do it twice, and it'll just make it a lot smoother for the server. And yeah, so we might do a time lapse of this, we might just do some progress updates, we shall see. Alright, so as you can see, both of them have been completely crossed the perimeter 260 blocks that we've done, just for clearance sake, so we could have enough blocks to have a wall on the edge. And yeah, so we might do some little bit of like fine digging at the end, just because there's some blocks right here that stick up, which I think will be in the way of the wood eater. But we still will probably have to do some trenches and everything, but that will come with time. This isn't our main focus for now. What we're probably going to do is do something different in the overworld, because redstone is still an issue. Grinding this redstone for all this stuff was about 2-3 hours of beacon mining just for the redstone for this. And we're pretty much stuck dry now. Obviously we can get this stuff back, but that will require a whole disassembly of it, and half the stuff is kind of over lava, so we might lose some things anyway. But it's all clear, and room is there for the wood eater, so when we need the wood eater later, we have the space for it. So, and we did get enough agent debris for him to get full armor, as well as a couple tools, and some of the quartz we collected is in here. But yeah, that's everything for now. On to the next part. Alright, so much more time has passed and the full farm is constructed. I forgot to do updates just because I built the farm in under an hour. And pretty much everything was done, so as you can see, it's working quite well. And yeah, so yeah, if you want an in-depth explanation about this, check out Logical Geek Boy. There will be a link in the description down to his tutorial video. So as you can see, the slime block launchers, or the sweepers, get pushed off. They'll get pushed down into this water stream down here, which then they get pushed up by the wall into the stream. Sometimes you get stuck, but that's fine. It's not huge of an issue because we send them off so quickly. Every stack of items in a hopper clock, they go back and forth, so yep, this is a clock which then goes to all of these pistons, extending over the observer, updating it, and then making it go off. Same happens over here, and we observe the machine coming back and then fire a piston to update it. And this platform up top is to make sure that we have light level 0 in the farm, which we do. Which is why we see a bunch of glass around here, not a bunch of lights. That's just because we had the lights too close, they would go into the farm. But yeah, you can see how many witches are coming off at once. And the mango blocks here to make sure they don't despawn at any given time when they're going up the tube. We have the same soul sand thing right here. And yeah, they come all the way up here. Isn't going to be our main ones, our temporary first witch farm. So yeah, they come up here. We then have our bot, Alex, up here, who is hitting the witches, and then the XP then comes and repairs the sword, but also has the food in the offhand to continuously feed them, so that we doesn't run out of hunger. And we could put a regen beacon here instead of putting the food in the offhand, but we have the food. We are a little bit low on beacon. We only have 2 beacons. I didn't really want to put one here constantly, so we have the food. This stack of pork chops will last him way longer than we'll ever have him here. So we have this all be filled up with redstone soon, hopefully. Glowstone, sugar, gunpowder, 2 things of sticks, and glass bottles. We're not keeping spider eyes just because I'm going to be able to string farm anyway in the future, so don't need them. And anything extra like potions or whatever gets shot into the lava here. We can see that hopefully in a few seconds. So yeah, that's that for right now. We'll see what else we do for the rest of the video. Alright, so I don't know what I'm going to do for this episode, but we did go down a little bit more. Since the filter word eater, we needed to go down to Y100. And if we go to the top layer right here, look at Y100. So yep, that's there. So this is all level 100 across the whole thing. It'll take about 2 to 3 blocks. 2 to 3 layers, that is, around the whole thing. So that was a few hours of digging, but I was fine with that. And we just finished deconstructing the tunnel bores here. So I got some of the stuff back. I didn't collect most of it, or all of it, because some of it fell in the lava, and it was just some of it that we could get. It's a decent amount. but obviously not everything. We didn't collect the slime blocks. We weren't too worried about that. We can get way many than we need. But yeah, so this is all done. We're gonna probably construct the world eater in this episode, and then probably call it quits, and then run the world eater by itself for its own episode in the next one. But yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. Building that world eater is not going to be easy, but let's get to it. Alright, so it's been a full episode of time lapses so far. It's been tunnel board time lapse, building the tunnel board time lapse, running the tunnel board time lapse, and then we jumped to a witch farm, and now we're back in the Nether for the world eater construction, which has also been a time lapse. So yeah, episode fun filled with time lapses and everything. And this is off from that. I just finished the basically 3/4 of the world eater. So we got the return stations over here that push everything down. We have to get rid of these slime blocks right here. This bottom part isn't part of the flying machine. That was just scaffolding for me to start building everything. And yeah, these are the easier ones to build. Granted, this whole side over here will still take me 2 hours. And I think this side over here took me about an hour and a half just for the bottom. So yeah, you can see you can't even render it in the server, or you can just barely render it in the server render distance, which is 12 chunks. And yeah, so this is basically the bottom. And if we go up a little bit, you will see the TNT duper area start to load in layer by layer. So it's not too difficult, but it's also not the easiest to build. especially I'm going to be placing TNT and a whole bunch of minecarts. It's going to be a really difficult thing to do. I think it's somewhere near like 48 minecarts, so it's going to be like 2 full inventories. I mean, it's placing minecarts. So yeah, we're going to probably place the minecarts in last while we build everything else, since everything else we can fit in stacks. So yeah, that's the flying machine part right there. That is part of that lets the TNT stay there while it's flying, and then lets it go. So that's why you get the 22 blocks is all we need. And that's part of the TNT duper. You see that TNT, the walls, the coral, and then the top layer, which is the push down mechanism. And then that's it. So over here we will have to get rid of a little bit of netherrack when we're building this, just because of the it's stuck to the ceiling, which is what happened in my last one when I first launched it. So a little bit of prep work. As you can see over here, Alex was starting to clear or placing the lava walls. We're using an end stone just because we don't really need sand. It just has a higher blast resistance and it's kind of like expendable to us. So, I mean, we have a big enough perimeter where we can just put this on the outside and then just cover it up with another wall in front of it and not have an issue. So that's what we're going to do. So this is going to go all the way down here. And this is to keep all the lava out, which is what you would probably want to do. It just makes everything a lot smoother and helps out. So we still have to do trenches and everything for the flying machine. So there's still a lot of work to do. We'll probably do that in between episodes. And yeah, so they got to dig trenches all the way down to allow the flying machine to get pushed down without any issue. Since the TNT stops basically duping right about here, is what it stops duping, so we don't destroy any of these blocks over here, so we have to manually mine them. But it's definitely much better than mining the whole thing out yourself, which I am perfectly fine with. So yeah. So yeah, I didn't build the top part of the world eater in this episode, but it is done. Didn't record again. I know I'm a pro YouTuber, as you can see, but it's done. Not going to show it off. We'll see it in the next episode when we start running it, but it's not going to be the exact next episode. We will be taking a 1 episode break and working on something else, which I'm really excited for, because this thing is ridiculous. I've never built one like this. But yeah, so this is all done. I just wanted to have an outro, so make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things, and sneak peek, and I'll see you in the next one.